A recent survey asked Americans for their view of the most important problems facing our country. Of course, we know what Washington Democrats view as their top priority. President Biden and Senate Democrats have been actually shouting at the American people that an evil, racist, anti-voting conspiracy will destroy democracy forever unless Democrats get total one-party control of the entire government starting next week. But are the American people buying any of it? Is this what working families want prioritized? So let's take a look. In a recent survey, Gallup asked citizens for their priorities, what they thought we ought to be doing. Do you know what share of Americans said election law? Less than 0.5%. 0.5%. Nobody in this country is buying the fake hysteria that democracy will die unless Democrats get total control. Here's what people do care about. The top response at 21% was poor government leadership. About a year into the Biden administration, the American people's single greatest concern is bad leadership. And when you dig into the other issues, you can see why. Some of the next largest concerns were either general economic problems or inflation and rising costs in particular. And no wonder. No wonder. New figures just yesterday show our country continues to experience the worst inflation in 40 years. 40 years. Gas prices are nearly $1 higher than a year ago. Grocery prices are up 6.5%. And across the economy, inflation has exceeded 5% every month for 7 straight months. There's no working family that's not been hurt directly by this. Another huge chunk of Americans said their chief worry is the coronavirus. Certainly no surprise there. A year into the administration that promised it would shut down the virus. Well, what do we have? Record-setting new cases, shortages of testing, shortages of important treatments in part because the Biden administration's decisions. We have reports of multiple states potentially limiting or excluding patients from life-saving treatments on the basis, believe it or not, of their ethnicity. And still, 2 years into this, notwithstanding abundant vaccines and a milder variant, we have big labor bosses in big cities permitted to lock vulnerable kids out of the classroom. Oh, and when kids are in the classroom, the Department of Education and the Department of Justice try to persecute concerned parents who dare ask what their kids are learning. So, Madam President, these are just a few examples of real problems. These are the kinds of places where the American people need this dramatically unpopular administration to entirely refocus. Yesterday, a new poll indicated that 33% of Americans approve of the president, 33%. When he was inaugurated and pledging to govern for all Americans, to heal and unite the country, this White House enjoyed impressive approval ratings. But as the far left has been handed the reins, the support has cratered. Now, there's a path forward for my Democratic colleagues to respond to the country they have so badly disappointed. But it isn't to try to break the Senate and rewrite election laws. It's to actually start tackling the issues that American families need tackled. Now, there are also countless other issues which may not make national headlines, but matter hugely to those who are affected. For example, next week, I'll again travel to Western Kentucky to visit some of the areas hit hardest by last month's devastating tornado outbreak. The national news cameras may have left but families in this part of the Commonwealth are still trying to pick up the pieces of their lives after losing homes, businesses, and loved ones. I'm profoundly grateful to everyone contributing to the recovery process. Our utility workers are taking on the Herculean task of restoring public services. The Kentucky National Guard has played a crucial role in distributing supplies. Private individuals have donated food, clothing, and blood. The Kentucky General Assembly just approved a state-funded relief package, and Kentucky's entire federal delegation joined together to advocate directly for increased federal aid. This is going to be a long process. It'll require consistent support on the local, state, and federal levels. Rebuilding will take literally months and years, not days and weeks. Well, I'll be with these communities every step of the way.